Hey y'all, and welcome back to another video on my channel. If you are new, my name is Amy Darley and I do lots of lifestyle related content. I hope you'll love it and check it out and subscribe if you're new. If you like baby name videos, go ahead and click the thumbs up button. I'm going to be sharing with you guys today my top 10 baby names that I love but won't be using, because Chance and I don't plan on having any more kids, but you guys have been asking for a baby names video. A lot of you say you really love the names of my kids and want to hear more name ideas from me. And so since I love baby names so much, then I decided to go ahead and make this video and share with you guys some of the names that I would use if I were going to have another kid. Also, if you know anyone that is pregnant or have friends that you think would enjoy a video like this, then definitely share this video with them, especially if you like some of the names that I'm going to be suggesting. And let me know if you love any of the names, maybe a favorite boy name and a favorite girl name from the list that I'm giving you today. Now, first of all, I want to let you guys know that none of these names have any significance. I am going to be telling you the names that I just like because of the way that they sound. Also, I really love double names for girls, and as you guys know, my daughter's name is Gracie June, and I just love double names. I don't know what it is, I just really like it. And then my son's name is Cason. So both of their names, I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about their names. Cason, we just kind of came up with it. It was nothing special, didn't mean anything, but we absolutely loved it. And then with Gracie June, I taught a little girl named Gracie, and when I was pregnant with her and we found out we were having a girl, it was the hardest thing to come up with a name. So one day I was like, me and Chance never could agree on a name, and one day I just thought, I'll send him the name Gracie because I taught her. And so I sent him the name Gracie and he loved it. So we knew at that point it was going to be Gracie. We always knew that her middle name was going to be June because that's my granny's name, and I wanted to name her after my granny. So we knew exactly what we were going to do. I knew I wanted a double name and it had to go along with June. So that's how Gracie June came about. All right, so now that you can't know how we came up with the names of our kids, I feel bad because I just said Cason's wasn't very significant, but I didn't know any Casons at that time, so I think it was a pretty great name. But anyways, now that you know how we named our kids, I'm gonna tell you my top 10 baby names on my list right now. And I'm gonna be super honest, making this list made me wanna have a baby just so I could use some of these names, but I'm not going to. I will withhold from that. All right, so let's get started. Baby name number 1. Oh, and I'm gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna give you a boy name and then a girl name. So baby name number 1 for a boy is Winston. I don't know why I really like this. I feel like it's an old-fashioned name, but I really like the name Winston, and I think it's really cute and manly, and you don't hear it very often. A lot of these names I love just because they're different. All right, then the first girl name is Astrid. I saw this name and I was like, oh, I feel like it's really pretty the way it looks when it's spelled out. And I'm gonna probably say this about a lot of them because when we were picking our own kids' names, I had to look at how it was like written out in cursive and in print before I would even come up with how to spell it. But I really like the name Astrid, and I think that it also could be for a boy or a girl. I don't know, y'all let me know if you think that too, but I think Astrid sounds really pretty. The next boy name that I have is Talton, T-A-L-T-O-N, Talton. I feel like it sounds kind of country, I don't know, southern maybe, but I like the name Talton, and then maybe even calling him Tal for short. I think I knew growing up where I'm from, I remember hearing a boy's name was Talton and they called him Tal, and I just have always loved that name, so that's always been one that was on my list. The next girl name that I like is Tatum, and I actually have a friend with the last name Tatum. I really love this name. It could also be a boy or a girl name, and I feel like I have a lot of those too that could be both. But Tatum is really pretty to me. I knew a girl named Tatum, and then I also know a boy named Tatum, so I feel like that's a really cool name that you could use for either. All right, and then the next boy name that I have is Gage, and I don't know anyone named Gage. I just really like this name. I like G names because I don't really hear them too often, but I like the name Gage for a boy. I thought it was super cute. And then for a girl, the rest of my girl names are actually double names. So if you were waiting for double names, then here we go. The first double name that I have that I really love is Emma Reese. And I think Emma's pretty popular right now, but if you put that double name on there, then you could kind of get away with it. That's kind of what we did with Gracie June. Like, we know a lot of Gracies, but we don't know any Gracie Junes. So when you put that double name on there, it kind of distinguishes her from the rest. And so Emma Reese was a really pretty name that I like. All right, the next boy name that I like is Cuyler, and I love the way this is spelled. You can spell it several different ways, but I actually have a friend, her son was born a month after Kason, and his name is Cuyler, and they played a lot together when we lived closer when they were little. And I've always just loved this name. I've never heard it from anyone else. He's the only Cuyler that I know. And so I just think it's different and really cute for a boy. The next name that I love for a girl is another double name. And this one to me sounds super Southern and I love it. It's Hadley Belle. And I don't know what it is. I just really like that name. And I think that if I had another daughter, Hadley Darley kind of sounds funny, but Gracie Darley kind of sounds funny too. So when you put that middle name and you make it a double name, then it kind of, you can do anything with Darley. So Hadley Belle Darley, I think would be so Southern and so cute. But if you guys want to use that name, go ahead, because we're not going to be using it. So I really like that name. I also love the way it looks spelled out. It's really pretty. All right, and then the next name I'm gonna give you is another boy name, and it's actually my all-time favorite name for a boy, pretty much, or a girl. You could use it for a girl. And if Gracie June had been a boy, we were gonna use this name for her. And sometimes I've said, like, I really love the name so much that I wish we would have just gone ahead and named her this anyways. But the name is Canon, and we came up with that name because we had a book when we were pregnant with Kason. We were going through and looking for names in a book that was like all of Chance's family names. So that's really cool if you have a book like that of all your family names. You can go back and look at all the people in your family and what all their names were. And we found the name Canon, so that was actually on our list when we were pregnant with Kason, is the name Canon as well. We went with Kason, and then we decided that if we had another boy, we were definitely gonna name him Canon. And then we got pregnant with Gracie June, and at that point, I just didn't think it sounded like a girl name, but honestly, I feel like it could be both. So that's my all-time favorite name. If you wanna use it, you can. If you are a friend or family member, just be aware that if we have a dog and it's a boy, we might end up naming him Canon. So I don't know if you want to use it, but if you don't know me personally and you're not going to be hanging out with me, then maybe you want to use the name Canon. I don't know. But that's my absolute favorite. And then the last girl name that I have is another double name, and it is Emery Ruth. And I've heard the name Emery, Emerson. I love both of those, but I just love the name Emery Ruth. I have a friend who, from college, her little girl's name is Emery, and every time I see her talking about her little girl, I'm just like, oh, it sounds just like a little princess and little ballerina or whatever. So because I love the double names though, I love it with the name Ruth. I think it's super pretty and feminine, and it looks really pretty spelled out together. So that's another favorite name of mine, and I could probably name one of my, if I had another little girl, I could probably name her that too, but like I said, we're done. I won't be using it, so feel free to take that name if you love it too. Alright, so those are my top 10 baby names. I hope that you enjoy this video, and if you like any of those names, definitely let me know which ones you do. If you are pregnant or going to be expecting a baby, let me know if you decide to pick any of those names, or if you want to hear any more baby names that I love, because this is the first baby name video I've ever done, and it was a lot of fun to just sit down and think about all of my favorites and be able to share them with the world, since I'm not going to be able to use them. So definitely give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone if you think someone could use some of these baby names, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!